The September 11 attacks, 9/11, were a series of coordinated suicide attacks by al-Qaeda upon the United States on September 11, 2001. On that morning, 19 al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 commercial passenger jet airliners. The hijackers intentionally crashed 2 of the airliners into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, killing everyone on board and many others working in the buildings. Both buildings collapsed within 2 hours, destroying nearby buildings and damaging others. The hijackers crashed a 3rd airliner into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. The 4th plane crashed into a field near Shanksville in rural Pennsylvania, after some of its passengers and flight crew attempted to retake control of the plane, which the hijackers had redirected toward Washington, D.C. There were no survivors from any of the flights. At 8:46 and 40 a.m., Flight 11 crashed at roughly 490 miles per hour into the north face of the North Tower of the World Trade Center between floors 93 and 99. There were 87 casualties. At 9:03:11, Flight 175 crashed at about 590 miles per hour into the south face of the South Tower of the World Trade Center, banked between floors 78 and 85. By this time, several media organizations were covering the first plane crash, so millions see the impact live. Parts of the plane fell to the ground 6 blocks away. Some mistakenly believe that a second explosion had occurred in the North Tower. They are unaware that a second plane has struck the South Tower. A massive evacuation begins in the South Tower below its impact zone. One of the stairwells in the South Tower remained unlocked from the top to the bottom of the tower, but it was filled with smoke. This leads many people to mistakenly go upwards toward the roof for a rooftop rescue that never comes. 59 died. At 9:37:46, Flight 77 crashed into the western side of the Pentagon and started a violent fire. The section of the Pentagon hit consisted mainly of newly renovated unoccupied offices. All 64 people on board were killed, as are 125 Pentagon personnel. At 10:03:11, United Airlines Flight 93 is crashed by its hijackers 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. Later reports indicate that passengers had learned about the World Trade Center and Pentagon crashes on cell phones, and at least 3 were planning on resisting the hijackers. The resistance was confirmed by Flight 93's cockpit voice recording, on which the hijackers are heard making their decision to down the plane before the passengers succeed in breaching the cockpit door. The 9/11 Commission believed that Flight 93's target was either the United States Capitol building or the White House in Washington, D.C. 40 died. To date, there are 2,752 total deaths. Over 800 search and rescue people have died, including 270 from cancer and 33 from suicide. Hundreds more Americans have died in the war that followed, and thousands stand watch in uniform all over the globe, ready to make the ultimate sacrifice to ensure that nothing like 9/11 ever happens again. Our lives and the world have changed in many ways that most of you will never truly understand. But know this: we must remember and honor those who died in the 9/11 attacks, as well as those that followed, because the kind of freedom and security we enjoy as Americans is never free. On that day, September 11th, 2001, 2,752 of us paid freedom's price. Always remember.